Good evening. My name is Perez, and I am going to be saying the speech of Princess Diana about women's mental health needs, given on June 1, 1993. Where do we begin? From those I have spoken to through my work with Turning Point, the beginning seems to be that women in our society are seen as the carriers, the ones who can cope. Whatever life throws at them, they will always cope. On call, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether their children are sick, their husbands are out of work, or their parents are old and frail and need attending, they will cook. They will cook and clean, go out to work, attend to the needs of those around them, and they will cope. They may be suffering themselves from postnatal depression, violence in the home, or struggling in a days of exhaustion and stress to make ends meet, but they will cope. Strangely, it is women themselves, as well as men, who believe this to be true. So deep-seated in this belief that it can take an earnest courage for women to admit that they cannot cope, that they may need help, either from family and friends or the support systems put in place by you, the professionals. Frequently, they will attempt to survive it alone, falling helplessly into a deeper and darker depression as they feel more and more trapped by the life they are leading. As the world closes in on them, their self-esteem evaporates into a haze of loneliness and desperation as they retreat farther and farther from those who could help them. Many women and men turn to alcohol to numb the pain of their despair. But because it's seen in women as less acceptable to admit to a dependence on alcohol, it often goes unnoticed. Sadly, for others, the strain becomes too much, and their decision to take their own lives seems to them the only way of ending their pain. Perhaps they did not believe they deserved the same support they had given to others. For those who find the courage tentatively to ask for help, the pill for every ill is most often administered. For decades, tranquilizers, sleeping pills, and antidepressants have been given to generations of women, 3 times as many as to men. These pills, these mother's little helpers, have left a legacy of millions of women locked into a terrible torment, doomed to a life of dependence from which there is still very little help to escape. Dealing with these pills has now become a greater problem than the condition that caused them to be taken in the first place. Whether these drugs are given in a genuine attempt to help, or whether they are offered as a means of making a woman more tranquil and acceptable to those around her, the effect can be the same. These pills will tend to make a woman more passive, to help her conform to the norm. But whose norm is it? Isn't it normal not to be able to cope all the time? Isn't it normal for women as well as men to feel frustrated with life? Isn't it normal to feel angry and want to change a situation that is hurting? Perhaps we need to look more closely at the cause of the illness rather than attempt to suppress it. If we, as a society, continue to disable women by encouraging them to believe they should only do things that are thought to benefit their family, even if these women are damaged in the process, if they feel they never have the right to do anything that is just for themselves, if they feel they must sacrifice everything for their loved ones, even at the cost of their health, their inner strength, and their own self-worth, they will live only in the shadow of others, and their mental health will surely suffer. Those women who have taken on the heavy burden of attending to others need also to be attended. Health and happiness taken at the cost of others' pain and suffering cannot be acceptable. Women have a right to their own peace of mind. Each person is born with very individual qualities and potential. We, as a society, owe it to women to create a truly supportive environment in which they too can grow and move forward. But if we are to help the quiet, private, desperate lives lived behind closed doors by so many women, they need to know for certain they are not alone. That real support and understanding is there for them. I hope this conference will help us to understand the needs of women more clearly, and that you will find a way of reaching them more effectively and help to give them back their rightful, mentally healthy life. Thank you very much.